Good morning, students. Today we are going to understand Chapter 11 Electric Charges at Rest of Class 7 Subject Science. Students, first we will write the definitions of several keywords appeared in this chapter. So let's start. First keyword charging by conduction. The process of charging an uncharged object by direct physical contact with a charged object is called as charging by conduction. Second keyword conductors. Materials which allow electric charges to pass through them with ease are called as conductors. For example, copper, brass, steel, gold, aluminium are good conductors of electricity. Third keyword charging up. Students, charging up means making an object acquire some special properties by bringing it in contact with another object. It can be done through rubbing as well. Fourth, earthing. The process of transfer of charge to earth is called as earthing. Earthing, also known as grounding, is actually a safety measure used in electrical systems to prevent electrical shocks and fires. Students, imagine electricity as a flowing river. Sometimes, if there is too much water or electricity in one place, it can be dangerous. Earthing is like creating a safe path for the extra electricity to flow into the ground, just like a river flowing safely into a bigger body of water. This prevents electricity from building up and causing harm. In simple terms, it works by connecting metal parts of electrical devices like plugs or outlets to a wire that goes deep into the ground. If there's a problem like a surge of electricity, it travels through this wire and safely into the ground instead of going through you and causing harm. So, students, earthing helps keep us safe by giving electricity a safe path to follow when something goes wrong in an electrical system. Next, induction. The process of charging an uncharged object without actually touching it with the charged object is called as induction. Sixth, insulators. Materials which do not allow electric charges to pass through them are called as insulators. Insulators oppose electric current and so they are used as a protection from the dangerous effects of electricity. Some common examples of insulators are glass, air, wood, plastic and rubber. Lightning. A sudden electric discharge between charged up clouds is called as lightning. Lightning conductor. A device which is used to protect tall buildings from lightning is called as lightning conductor. A lightning conductor is usually a metal rod mounted on the top of tall buildings which is intended to protect buildings from lightning strike by taking the electricity to the ground. Let's move on to part D. Question number 1. A glass rod is rubbed against a silk cloth. Which object gets charged in this process? Answer. When a glass rod is rubbed against a silk cloth, then both of them gets charged. Glass rod becomes positively charged and the silk cloth becomes negatively charged. Question number 2. Name two objects. A. That can be charged by rubbing. B. That cannot be charged by rubbing. Answer. Two objects which can be charged by rubbing are balloons and plastic scales. Two objects which cannot be charged by rubbing are iron nails and steel spoons. Question number 3. State the main difference between a conductor and an insulator. Answer. Conductors are the materials which allow electric charges to pass through them. Because of this property, conductors like gold, copper, aluminium, iron and steel are used for making electrical equipments. Insulators are the materials which do not allow electric charges to pass through them. Because of this property, insulators like glass, plastic, rubber and wood are used to avoid direct contact with electrical circuits which may otherwise cause fatal burns. Question number 4. Name the device used for protecting tall buildings from lightning strikes. Answer. A lightning conductor is the device which is used for protecting tall buildings from lightning strikes. A lightning conductor is usually a metal rod mounted on the top of tall buildings intended to protect the building from a lightning strike by taking the electricity to the ground. Question number 5. Give the meaning of the term earthing. Answer. Earthing is the process of transfer of charge to the earth. It is done to protect us from an electric shock by providing a path which is usually a protective conductor for a fault current to flow to the earth. Question number 6. List down two precautions that a person can take if he or she is caught outside in the open during a lightning strike. Answer. Two precautions that a person can take if he or she is caught outside in the open during a lightning strike are: first, go to a safe place like a house or building immediately. Second, go inside a car or a bus provided the windows and doors of the same are shut. Let's move on to part E. Question number 1. A charged drinking plastic straw is brought near another suspended plastic straw that is A. Similarly charged, B. Uncharged. Explain what we would observe in each case and why. Answer A. If a charged drinking plastic straw is brought near another suspended plastic straw that is similarly charged, then repulsion will take place between both these straws. As we all know, that like charges repel each other. Part B. If a charged drinking plastic straw is brought near another suspended plastic straw that is uncharged, then in that case, attraction is going to take place because a charged object always attracts another uncharged object. Question number 2. Why do we say that charges are always produced in pairs? Answer. When two objects are rubbed against each other, they both get charged up with equal and opposite amount of charges. And so we say that charges are always produced in pairs. Question number 3. Describe a simple experiment to show that the total charge on a pair of objects that have been rubbed together is 0. Answer. When we rub ebonite rod against flannel, both gets charged up. If we bring these two charged objects simultaneously near pieces of paper, the combination does not attract the papers. So we conclude that the total charge on a pair of objects that have been rubbed together is 0. Question number 4. Why does a charged object lose its charge when touched? Answer. A charged object loses its charge when touched because when we touch any charged object, the extra charges present on the object gets shared with the earth through our body. Question number 5. Can we say that a charged object attracts an uncharged object by first charging it through induction? Explain your answer. No. When we bring a charged object near an uncharged object, the two kinds of charges already present in the uncharged object get separated out and opposite kind of charges tend to move towards charged object. Hence, uncharged object gets attracted. Question number 6. State the sign of the charge acquired by an object when it is charged by a positively charged rod through conduction or induction. Give the reason for your statement. Answer. The positive charge is acquired by the object when charged by a positively charged rod through conduction because the charges on the original object, which in this case is positive, get shared between the two objects through conduction. Part B. The negative charge is acquired by the object when charged by a positively charged rod through induction. Because when we bring a positively charged object near an uncharged object, the negative and positive charges get separated out. The positive charges get shared with the earth and the negative charges remain near the positively charged object and thus uncharged object gets negatively charged. Question number 7. Is it important to have a very good contact between the lower end of the lightning conductors and the earth? If so, why? Yes, it is important to have a very good contact between the lower end of a lightning conductor and the earth because the lightning charges flow through it, that is, through the lightning conductor deep down to the earth and not through the structure. The structure is therefore saved from the damaging effects of the lightning. So students, in this way we have understood this complete chapter through its question and answer. Students, here I am giving you a worksheet which you can consider as a test to evaluate your understanding. Let's catch up in the next video. All the best and keep learning.